We're getting to this situation where the bar is so low, and you think about, well, then how are we ever going to get COVID protections? How are we going to get institutional protections from our government if we can't get them to assess the most basic human? And the thing is, either government, right? Neither government that is potentially getting ushered into office has any concern about this humanitarian issue, which is the most basic. Like George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan's vice president, was on the right side of this. Ronald Reagan was on the right side of this conversation. That's a weird moment when me and Ronald Reagan have a progressive position in mind comparative to the current Democratic candidate. I mean, does anybody think that's weird?
Just want to put it out there that it was under Nixon's administration that the EPA was created.
He also created the National Cancer Institute.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act, yeah, all that stuff. He'd be considered a socialist now.
Wasn't that though in reaction to Vietnam? Because there was so much unrest about Vietnam, they responded to
also stuff like the Cuyahoga River catching on fire and not being able to breathe in Denver and LA. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, there's some really bad things that happened in that era that were like, it was like the level of civil unrest which I guess is back to public opinion, right?
Do we need to change the phrase to bread circuses and functional institutions?
It's bread and circus instead of functional institutions. You know what I mean?
Exactly. At the cost of, right.